Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector. Happy Saturday morning to you. I've got the PlayStation 3 fired up. Had my first cup of coffee. We'll probably have another. But I'm getting into some Tekken Hybrid this morning, and um, you know, this game has like a film component to it. So I've been watching that movie, and the way it starts off is it gives me some strong Matrix vibes. Maybe like Matrix, the second one, was that Matrix Revolutions? Definitely getting some strong Matrix vibes from this Tekken movie, and I wouldn't be shocked if they got some of their ideas or themes from The Matrix. But then again, The Matrix was a very influential film, so it's impacted a lot of action movies, action sequences, so on and so forth. But nevertheless, I got up this morning and I started off playing some GameCube. I wanted to play a little bit of the X-Men Legends games that I've got in here. And I wanted to test Fantastic Four to make sure all of those were working well. And then I plugged in the PS3 over here on this side, and then I have the PS2 that I'm rocking out on that side. Um, and I played a little bit of Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction, and then I also played just The Incredible Hulk. Now, these two games are probably the most fun Hulk games that I've played so far. I have another really cheap Hulk game coming on the way. It's like $6. A lot of these games on the GameCube are like dirt cheap. Like Fantastic Four, I got it for $4. The Incredible Hulk, I got it for $6. That's on eBay, by the way. So, for anyone who's saying that you can't game hunt on eBay, I don't know. Like, I mean, if you're saying, well, if someone were to say to me, well, yeah, you could have got the game for $1 at a yard sale or at a pawn store or a thrift shop, you can keep that dollar, because I would have spent more in gas driving to the pawn store or the thrift shop than just having the game shipped to me for $4. So, but that's besides the point. The point of the matter is that two really cool Hulk games, and these play very similarly. The action moves, what the square, what the triangle, what the circle button, what all those buttons do, they do the same thing. Hulk can grab, you can charge up your jump, you can charge up your attacks. You got the same 3-hit combos. Just the PlayStation 3 version, it just this and this is where I think the separation between the two generations really takes like really full effect. Um, I think the PlayStation 1 was very limited in like open world capabilities, for sure, right? For sure. So like open world games where there was a lot of terrain that you could cover. It was, in a 3D format anyway, right? Because yeah, I guess you could say you had open world games on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, but we're talking pixelated graphics and 2D sprite based graphics, so it's a little different. The PlayStation 1 was where we started getting into the 3D stuff, but I think it was so limited that like you're limited in how open world, a game could be, right? Like Mario 64 is kind of like open world when you think about it, with the levels and how you can just explore each level, but it's still limited. Like there's that barrier that once you get to the edge of a level, you can no longer progress, like move any further. And I think the PlayStation 3 is where we start to see more expansive open world, right? Because you had it on the PlayStation 2, but still it was still somewhat limited. The graphics were better, but there was only so much they could do from an open world perspective with some of these games in the PlayStation 2 generation. Now, when PS3 comes around, that's where things get a lot more open, and not just open in terms of there's a lot of space that you can run across. There's a lot of like land that you can run across. Things are more detailed. The scaling is more accurate. If you're in New York City, you can feel the sense that you're in New York City because the buildings are scaled, the streets are scaled. Things get a lot more, I should say, in depth with the scaling and stuff. So, you get all of the action and fun from the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction packed into this game that just presents a lot better, looks a lot better. But there's something just very nostalgic about playing this version of the Hulk, and just the way the Hulk is presented here. It's not as cinematic. It's more nostalgic. It definitely has more of an old school feel. So these are two great games I've been diving into. If you're a fan of the Hulk, just in general, I think you'll really like those two games. Try these out. These are fun. Tekken has been cool. I've been diving into some Tekken today, or this morning. I got up early, and just kind of testing these games out. Playing them a little bit here and there. These aren't the games that I'm working on to beat. I still have not beat Chrono Trigger. I started playing Chrono Trigger like in April, and here we are now in June, and I still haven't beaten it. I'm probably about 40% of the way through it. But just got sidetracked, and there's just so many games that sometimes I just want to play. I just want to start playing, that I put it down and I dive back into it. Some of the games that I'm playing right now, I don't think I have all of them near me, but downstairs where my Switch is, I've been playing some Slave Zero X, of course. It's a bit glitchy, so I kind of lost interest in it with how glitchy it is, but I am getting better at the moves, the parrying, things of that nature. It's one of those more technical hack and slash fighting games. It's right up my alley, so I've been playing that. Whenever I just want to kind of dive into something different or just like refresh my gaming palette, I usually jump into some Hunt Down. If you've never heard of Hunt Down is a very, very cool game. It was released on the Switch and on the PlayStation 4, and you could get like just a standard copy for dirt cheap. Not dirt cheap, but pretty cheap. I think it's still like $30 or $35. I don't know if it's shot up because I haven't been checking the price of Switch games in a while because I don't buy them. But I know on the PlayStation 4 you can get it. I still have my collector's edition version on the PS4. I like this game a lot. Like this is a very, very fun game. This is one of my favorite modern retro games on both the PlayStation 4 and the Switch. And the collector's edition of this, they did a really good job. There are a lot of collector's editions out there, but a lot of them are like a waste of time, which is why I sold like 95% of my collector's edition games. Especially the ones that I had on the Switch. I sold like 95% of them things because there really wasn't anything in it. But like there are some limited edition games that do come with some stuff that I think you'll enjoy. And Hunt Down is one of them. I'll show you this real quick before I get back into some gaming, because this is a morning for gaming. We're going to be out and about on the road today. So I wanted to get some gaming in early. But I'll show you what comes in this Hunt Down special edition box. If I can get it open here. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Let's see. Can I get it with one hand? I think I can. Okay, I can't. So I'm going to have to use two hands here and get this box open. All right, here we go. So yeah, so here you go. So really good stuff, right? So I still have my copy sealed because I have the Switch version downstairs that I play. But this is Hunt Down on the PlayStation 4. And then you get some really cool things in here. Like you get these like patches that you could put either on your book bag or like a leather jacket or a t-shirt that represent the different gangs that you have to face off against in this game. Each level you're facing basically a different gang. It has, what else do you get? So you get some pins. These are really cool. These are the 3 characters that you can play as in the game. I like how they differentiate all of these characters. This guy has like a very powerful handgun. She has like what feels like a Uzi or something like that. And I can't remember what type of gun this guy has, but it's a pretty cool one. And then they all have different how am I trying to say it? Like bomb attacks. So like he has a boomerang. She has almost like a Castlevania, like that axe that they throw like in a rainbow kind of trajectory. And I can't remember. Oh, I think he throws knives. So he throws like daggers. So pretty cool stuff. But these are the 3 characters in the game. It's so retro. Everything about the game is just so stinking retro. And this is like one of the best parts of it. So like you get this like sick retro like action figure with the game, and it comes complete with like his different weapons. That's his main weapon right there. So I think that's pretty sick that you get that. And then like, just the characters in it just take me back to that early 90s time frame. And then on the back, you get to see like all the different characters that are in the game, all the different like bosses that you have to face off against. Just a really cool stuff on this one. And then I don't know why they don't put the manual like in the actual game, but here goes the separate instruction manual, which I guess you can put into the game case whenever you decide to like open, or whenever I decide to open the game. And then it also comes with an art book. So most special edition games come with like an art book. Oh, look at that, sick, right? Look at that sick arcade. So dope. But yeah, so most of these games, like when you get these special edition games, all they come with is maybe like an art book and instruction manual. But I thought that this one was just sick because you get the art book, the instruction manual, a pretty dope action figure, some patches, some pins. Obviously, you get the game. So if you were ever considering whether or not you should get Hunt Down or even get the special edition, this is one special edition that I would say is actually worth it because you get some bang for your buck there. So just something to think about. If you're out and about, if you go to a game store and you're out hunting and you happen to run into, this game, or you see Hunt Down at your local game store, pick it up, give it a try, man. If you grew up in the 90s and you're an arcade fanatic and you love those run and gun shooters, you'll really love this one. And even if you didn't grow up in the 90s, even if you're, regardless of how old you are, this is just a fun one. The characters say all of those, they got all the classic corny cliche lines and stuff like that. So but this is a good game that I dive into whenever I want to just kind of just refresh my gaming palette is the best way to describe it. But today is a PS3 and PS2 day. I'm supposed to be getting a very, very cool pickup. Super excited about it. I can't wait to play it. And just to kind of give you a hint, this pickup falls into the retro category. So I've got a very dope retro game coming in. And I mean, they're all retro, right? But I've got a very dope old school game coming in today. Very excited to show it to you all, get some gameplay footage, hopefully, and be able to share it with the Y2K crew. But that does it for me this morning. I'm up, I'm at it. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful Saturday. Get up, get out, enjoy the weather, get some game hunting in, spend some time with friends and family, and I'll be back with you this afternoon. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.